Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well on this wonderful Tuesday morning. This morning, we are going to do the same thing that we've been doing every single morning. I hope you guys are there. You know, part of the power in this is routine and consistency. And that's what we're going to do. We're doing this live, routine, consistent. We've been connecting with sellers. We've been talking to them. This morning, I'm going to be doing some follow-ups. And then I'm going to be jumping into some new leads to dig up some gold. And we're just going to start this thing as we go. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning. I might be a little bit shorter today because I do have an appointment in Muskegon on a house for seller financing that I'm personally going to. So I'll be doing that. But other than that, we are going to jump in this morning. I hope you guys are doing awesome. And yesterday you were able to knock it out of the park and have a really good day. So we're gonna kick it off. Like I said, I got a couple follow-up calls. One of the sellers from yesterday, I got to call back and make him an offer. But first, I'm actually going to reach out to a buyer. He's supposed to go buy one of our properties. He was kind of a iffy buyer, someone I just brand new connected with yesterday. I told him I'd call him this morning and just see if he was going to drive by one of our properties. So that's what I'm going to start with. And then I'm going to jump in to an offer on Jewett Street, which is the first call we talked to yesterday. And then I've got like 6 more follow-ups after that. And then we'll jump into some new leads. So I'm looking up this buyer's phone number. And we're just going to jump in. So I hope you guys, again, are doing well. I hope you have a lot of success and things are going well. So let's call this guy. But other than that, you know, starting the day, I don't know if I've recommended this before, but this book right here, Competitive Advantage, it's a big book, by the way. Really good book on business, not so much real estate, but business, and thinking about your advantage that you guys have in the marketplace and what you bring. Really good book, lots of theory, a lot to do with strategy. Highly recommend. I was reviewing some stuff yesterday.
517-420-4150 is not available. The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at this.
All right, so I'm going to send him a text real quick. John. So I'm just going to send him a text message. Busy, no answer. Let's jump into the other one. Guys, if you're not using smartphone, I highly recommend smartphone. I didn't like it for the longest time. The app, I don't use the phone app. I don't really like the phone app, but the fact that it's connected to Podio and you can do it right from your computer, you can create a rhythm. It's pretty nice. And then when people call you back, just have it forwarded to your normal phone. And that way, if people call, you can answer. So that's pretty good. So let's come in here. But I really like smartphone. I like doing it from my phone. I have my headset here, but you guys can't hear me on the headset. So I need to get like a different mic. It's just not been a big concern of mine, right? Like I'm not necessarily doing this 100% for you guys, even though it is live. It's more, it helps me. It makes me sharper. It pushes me to do better. So let's see, Jewett Street. Jewett, where's that property? I'm just gonna look it up. So that's it. Yeah, this is it. Kevin. Did I put him in hot? I guess I did. All right, so let's call Kevin. This is the guy I spoke to first thing yesterday morning with the land. Hey, is this Kevin?
Yes, it is.
Hey, Kevin, it's Ronald Walker again. How are you doing?
Good.
Awesome, man. So, sorry I didn't call you back yesterday. I didn't hear back from him until late in the evening, so I didn't want to call you around 8 o'clock.
That's fine.
So I did speak to the builder and my partner on it, and so it is something we're interested in. We do like it right there by the lake. You know, as far as the product, are you still wanting to sell it, or anything changed from yesterday to today, or?
No, I talked to my wife, and we're just gonna wait and see what she came up with first.
Okay. Okay.
Talk further.
Yeah. So, I mean, would you guys? And I know, you know, you guys want to sell it, but I also, you know, I know you guys are trying to get it, you know, get the most for it too. So, I mean, if I came in with a cash offer, and we do have to do just a little bit of due diligence with the city and the building and the permits and different things once we put it under contract. But would you guys, I mean, would you sell it to me for $13,500?
Possible, yes.
Okay.
You can you text me that
Of course.
as a pending offer, whatever I mean.
Yeah. Would it be
whatever?
if
make it conditional if you want.
Yeah, what I can do is I can so when we put, you know, when we get the paperwork together and stuff like this, as far as just a agreement, like a contract, not like the sale. Something like this that's small, that's a cash offer. I usually just do a 2-page. I have just a 2-page cash agreement. Instead of like, because you could use the normal Michigan State paperwork if you wanted, but something like this is pretty small, and you know, we usually just do a small agreement. I could just throw one of those together and email it to you, so you and your wife could go over it.
That'd be fine.
Okay. What's your email? I don't remember if I got it last time.
I think my wife sent it to you.
Oh, she texted it to me, didn't she? I actually did get that.
Yeah, Susan, or I can't remember something.
Yeah, it came in like yeah, I did get it. So yeah, I got it. I got it in my text messages. I'll pull it up and grab that. So I'll email it over. And then what it'll come from? Are you familiar with DocuSign?
No, not really, but
okay, it's pretty simple. It's just like an e-signature thing. It'll come from that.
Yep.
You don't have to click on it right away. You guys can review it first, but it'll come in that. And then if you guys are ready, you can just literally sign it right there when you guys are ready to go. So if you guys decide you want to move forward, and you go that route, if not, just let me know. But if you guys do decide you want to move forward, the next step on what that would look like is I would take that paperwork. I have an internal girl. She's super awesome. She works with the title company. So she'll take that, give it to owner's title. That's who we close most of the stuff. I'm friends with the guy over there. So give it to them. They're just going to pull title, and then we're going to do our due diligence on it. And then typically something like this, what is it, like the 7th or something? You know, usually our closing time frames around like 20, 25 days. With Christmas, it might be right before or right after Christmas.
All right.
So any other questions for me?
Not right at this moment, no.
All right. Well, I'll put together the agreement. I'll send it over. If there's any questions, it's pretty simple. It's like the most basic English on that. It's not like those state agreements where you can't read it. So it's super crazy simple.
I've read enough and wrote enough contracts myself. I know.
Okay, cool.
I can read about anything people can put together.
So. Okay. Yeah, I try to make, especially on little, you know, on land property like this, where it's, you know, we're not talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. We're talking about, you know, it's a small amount, that I just try to make it a simple agreement. It's, hey, we want to buy it, you want to sell. So I'll put that together. I'll send that over to you. And then if you have any questions, just give me a buzz. The middle of the day, I'm actually going to Muskegon to check up on a few things, and I've got another property out there that I'm actually going to look at. So, so just send me a text or give me a call. If I don't answer, I'll just get back to you.
That'll be fine. More than likely, my wife will to send the text back saying she's got it
Okay.
already linked to her text.
And then on that, is it in both you and your wife's name, or is it just in your name?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll look it up.
It could be still under a development company that I owned years ago.
Okay.
Some of the townships never caught up with paperwork.
Yeah. I'll look up the parcel number, and when I find it, I'll see whatever name's attached, and I'll just add that to the contract.
Yeah, it might be like going to properties or something. But if that's the case, it's really kind of a defunct company. But we had the dissolution agreement, which left me as the sole owner of North Kent Properties, even though that has not been used in years. But some of the property we owned got transferred to my name. Some of it did not. Just depends on whether the government wanted to mess around with the paperwork or not.
I actually did just pull it up, and it looks like it's in both you and your wife's name.
Yeah. And that's probable too, because once they found out that my partner was out, some of them wanted to make sure they had it, legitimately transferred.
Yeah.
As far as liabilities and taxes and all that nonsense.
Right. That makes sense. All right. Well, I'm going to put this together. I'm going to send it out to you here in, the next hour or so. And then you guys can take a look at it. If you have any questions, feel free. Otherwise, once I get it back from you, I'll just start the process. If I don't get it back from you, just say, hey, we decided to do something different. But once we get it, Casey is my girl's name. She's pretty awesome. So she'll reach out to you at some point, in the next couple of days, and just touch base and be like, hey, I'm the point of contact to get things closed.
All
right. Well, Kevin, I appreciate it, man. If something comes up, just give me a buzz.
I'll do that. Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
So that was sweet. So that's 13.5. I don't know if you guys heard that. So that actual piece of property is worth probably around 45 grand. So that's a pretty sweet little deal. He told me low teens. I gave him a range yesterday between what did I give? The range was, I actually said 10 to 25. And he said, and we talked about low teens. And so he said that would be something. He owned a building company a while back. So 13.5 paperwork together. I'm going to send a message to my assistant to put that together and put it in DocuSign real quick. What'd you guys think of that? Anybody got any comments? That was pretty sweet, huh? That's pretty sweet. Yeah, Yazin, that's freaking awesome. I'm actually excited about that deal. That's actually going to be a good deal the more that I'm thinking about it. I try not to get excited about them while I'm talking, because one of the things when you're doing this, and I'm sending a message to my assistant real quick. One of the things when you're doing this, you really, like, one of the keys to getting deals is you can't change the way you're speaking, right? Like, can you send a contract to this guy? His wife, Susan, is on to 13.5 is offer. And let me grab the email. But you can't change the way you're speaking. If you change the way you're speaking, everything will just fall apart, because they'll be able to tell that, hey, this isn't the same person I've been talking to the whole time. You got to create a consistency all the way through. Like, if you listen to the big guys on the phone, if you listen to whether it's me or Pace Morby or, you know, Gabe Rodarte or Marty Grisanti, right? Every single person that talks, the good guys, when they're closing deals, they might get excited, but they don't change their tone at all, right? They might be like, hey, thank you. Hey, blah, blah, blah. Hey, this is awesome. But they don't sit there and change their tone and get excited too early. That's how you can blow up a deal, right? You get excited after, you get excited when the results come. So I'm looking for, I did get, this lady did send me her address, but I do not know when. Sorry, guys. I'm just looking for this email address that I know I got it. I remember seeing it. But I can't find it. Let me see if it's on my phone here. But that's just like key, right? Just make sure you're not changing the way you're speaking. Just go through the whole deal like it's normal, like everything's cool. Lane. Thank you. Shiawassee. Mifflin. Sorry, guys. I'm just looking for this email. Here it is. Email. Email address. Sorry, guys. I'm just sending this out so we can get this contract out. And then just go through and guys, it doesn't have to be like, we want to get used to offering, you know, the right prices, but you don't have to do it in an offensive way, right? You can do it and just relax. There's one of the guys I like to follow on YouTube. His name's Patrick Bet-David. Valuetainment is his YouTube channel. He just came out with a 10-episode series called Mafia States of America, where he interviews two med guys. He interviews Michael Franchese and Sammy the Bull Gravano. And the way that they talk to each other, it's basically them arguing the whole time. Let's just be real. Like, it's pretty awesome, actually. And Patrick is kind of, you know, he's kind of being an arbitrator between them. And guys, it is so good. Not necessarily whether you're into the mafia stuff or not, which I'm super fascinated by, and I play Dungeons and Dragons, so it's like I'm actually creating an organization in my game that's very similar to the mafia, so I'm kind of stealing stuff from there too, just because I'm interested. But outside of that, the way these guys talk to each other, right? They have extremely different perspectives, and the type of conversation is a very high stakes conversation. There's another book called Crucial Conversations. And I would highly recommend buying this book. This book will change your life. But they are having this crazy, emotional, in-depth, very hard conversation for like, I think they had over like 3 days, like 8 hours a day or something crazy, right? And even at one point, like it's like in the second episode, like the guy freaks out and he's like, dude, if this would have been the 80s, you'd be dead, right? Like I would kill you if this was 40 years ago. And my point to this is, when they're talking, if you can just listen and analyze how they speak to each other and the respect that they command, you can learn so much when you're just talking to a seller. A lot of people think the sales guys are yippee and they have this and, you know, they're jumping back and forth. That's not sales, guys. Like, Sales is about being calm and collected and asking questions and answering them and sharing a story and sharing your point and figuring out where they're at and seeing if you can come to some type of agreement on whatever issue you're talking about. And you're negotiating. Hey, I'm willing to do blank. Are you willing to do blank? And hey, you want blank. This is what I want. And you guys are working towards a mutual goal. Super fascinating stuff. So I would highly recommend that. So, all right, let's get back in the call. I got sidetracked. You guys got me all excited. Actually, I got myself excited. But let's see. Let's see. Gotta reach out to this other seller. So I already have this one under contract, but he's real nervous. We got this one for a pretty good deal. I'm actually keeping this one myself. I think I've shared you guys. I really like this guy a lot. His name is Jeffrey. He actually has my personal cell phone number, so I'm gonna call him. From right here. So 616. I probably shouldn't give you guys his cell phone number. But I'm going to keep, this is 13 acres in Coopersville. He had some family that wanted it. At first they didn't, but then he said that they did. So just following up, I said I'd call him this morning. I asked him if there's anything personal I could do for him. He's a super cool guy. He owns a business in Coopersville. He actually owns 2, I think. And they just got back from Florida. It's not ringing. What's going on? There we go. Another thing, guys, is don't beat yourself up if you screw up a call, right? I screw up calls all the freaking time. Like my tone will change or whatever.
We are unable to complete your call at this time.
Did I dial the wrong number? Oh, I did. I dialed the wrong number. Sorry, guys. Let's see. That should work better. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys get something out of this. I hope it's cool. I'm trying to. I also like blowing through the calls quickly for you guys so you can see them. So.
Hang on a minute, I'm trying to find them.
No worries, no worries.
He's in the house somewhere. Just a minute, I don't know where he went.
No problem. You guys having a beautiful morning, I hope?
Oh, yeah. I know Brian's got his doctor's here right now, so I can't
Uh-huh.
get back in, but I don't know where he went. Yeah? Yeah. I guess I don't know where he went. The dog just came in, but he's nowhere around.
That's all right. That's all right. I was hoping. Yeah, no, that's fine. I was actually thinking about you guys this morning, last night, with going to Florida, and then you come back, and all of a sudden we have like the coldest day ever yesterday in the snow.
Ridiculous. So, yeah. Well, I got to get back in by the doctor, but when I find him, I'll have him call you. I don't. The truck is here, but I honestly don't see him. So I don't know
Cool.
why.
No worries. No worries.
Favor.
Yeah, just have him call me. I told him I'd call him this morning. I think we are going to connect, or I was going to come over there. I am. If you want to let him know, I am going to Muskegon at 1 today.
Okay.
So,
I don't know what I know he's doing stuff for his sister, helping her, but I don't know what his time frame is. So
okay, no worries.
He should be calling you back within the next half hour at most.
All right. That's perfect. Thank you so much. Have a good one, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Bye. It was funny when I negotiated that deal. I was with my brother because my brother was here for Thanksgiving, and he came with me. And so we go out and we walk around the property and we go back to his house, and I'm sitting there with my brother. He's across the room, and Jeff, his wife, who we just spoke to, his son's caretaker, because he has cerebral palsy, and his granddaughter were all in the room. And so we're all talking about the property together. It was a lot of fun. We laughed. It was a lot of fun, and then went to Florida. So, all right. So, call back. All right. Halifax. So this one we put under contract. So this is one I put under contract while on a live, but I think we had a miscommunication on the size of it. So I was going to call this guy back too. To verify, because I think it's half an acre when we were talking about 5 acres, right? And so it was a complete misunderstanding. However, I still think it still works because the new builds in the area are about $500,000. So let's see.
Hello, Mr. Jeff.
Hey, Jeff, it's Ronald Walker. How are you doing?
Good.
Awesome.
I was just thinking about calling you, trying to find your number.
Oh, nice. Nice. I had a question for you because I was looking at it and I think I couldn't figure it out. Is the lot a half an acre?
I believe so.
Okay.
Give or take a little bit, yeah.
Okay, so it's a half an acre. And I know that you brought in a bunch of stuff because all the water was coming into the spot. So you re-leveled it out. We were just talking about it yesterday. And and it is but it's all full, like with everything that you did, it's fully ready to build on it, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I did a pretty good job because I think I told you I'm the acquisition arm and the guy does the build, so he's asking me just like a ton of questions. And I did, but I was like, you know what? I need to ask some more questions. I need to do that. So and you brought in the dirt and basically leveled the whole thing off, right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Cool. I feel like there's another question, but I can't think of it. What'd you have for me? You said you were going to call me. What do you got for me?
Well, what I was kind of thinking, I don't know, are you a builder or developer? Or
So
what's your
yeah. So I'm the acquisition side so I reach out to the lots. So we're buying lots from, little plots like yours to build houses to acreage.
Okay.
So I'm actually the acquisition arm to the builder, to the developer. Okay. So I'm not the guy who does it. I actually put them under contract and then we partner, and I don't do that stuff.
Gotcha.
My brother, on the other hand, is actually moving down here from Alaska on the 19th of January, which is the worst time to move down here, but that's when he's coming.
Okay.
He is actually a developer, and me and him are going to do some stuff together starting this next year. Okay. But yeah, so I'm personally not developing it, but I got a buddy of mine, his name's Kurt. So I work as the kind of the acquisition side for the lots, and we kind of work together, and I get a cut of the back end. So I do the conversations. I reach out to people with lots, and then for me, I add the lots in, but I also do like I have a single family portfolio, and then I do like flips and stuff like that too. So it's kind of a little bit intermingled, but with the building stuff, I don't personally do that.
Okay. Well, maybe with some of your connections, here's what I'm thinking or going to propose to you.
Okay.
I own a house on 58th Street.
Okay.
Just north of Fentonville.
Yep.
And I've got a 50 by 64 pole barn.
I like that.
Sidewalk.
Yep.
I want to put an addition on it.
Okay.
I want to go from the 16-foot sidewall, keep the same roof line, go 24 feet out. So
that'd be sweet.
End wall would be 8 foot tall.
Yep.
And I'm looking for somebody to build it.
Okay.
What do you think about a trade?
That might be interesting. So you thinking trading the lot for someone to build it?
Someone to build the addition onto the pole barn with concrete and give me the keys. And I'm sure it's something that we can do a walkthrough at my project, and
Yep.
you guys see if it's something you want to take on, or if it would be an even trade, or
So I gotta
we'll trade it one way or the other.
Yeah, no, I'm totally open to something like that. Let me ask you that. You said on the lot that there was like a like 10K that was owed. What would we do with that?
More than likely, I would just pay the homeowners association dues that are outstanding,
Mm-hmm.
and so you would have the lot free and clear.
Yeah. Okay.
So I would pay those as an expense to me, and you would do the pole barn addition.
Yep.
And I have no idea what a cost would be for something like that.
Yeah. What about, so here's what I'm thinking. When my brother comes down,
Okay.
and doing I think that would be, because I wouldn't be able to speak for Kurt and his team, right? Like
Okay.
with doing that. So I don't know 100% on that side, but how much in materials do you have an estimate for that to be?
I thought about this the other day, so I've got no numbers whatsoever to say that this would be an even trade or even if it would work.
Right. That's what if we, I don't know. Why don't you let me think about it? And how about this? Let me do this. Let me think about it. I'll call Robert, my brother. I'll ask him, because he's the guy, like he knows the ins and outs of what that will be. He's going to give me like a list of questions, right? He's going to say, what about materials, time frame, something goes wrong, who's liable? You know what I'm saying? He's going to give me a list of stuff.
Sure.
And why don't we just open up that conversation and see, it feels a little complex, just to be honest, right? Like trying to figure that out, but I'm open if we could come to some type of an agreement where it's like, hey, we get the property, you pay that, and maybe a certain amount of dollars, or maybe you pay materials, or what, you know what I'm saying? Like something where we could figure out a way to make it clean, where it's like, hey, we're responsible for blank X. They call that like, they call it a novation agreement, is like when we do something like that, like it's like you own the place, but we're doing the work, and here's the agreement we're having to do blank. And so, yeah, I think the first step is let me get the right questions to ask, and then we can explore those questions together. How about that?
Okay, sounds good.
And if it doesn't work, I'll just tell you, you know what I'm saying? We can just say no and, figure it out. And maybe I could connect you to the right guys to reach out.
Right.
And do that, but I'm open. Let's just have a conversation about it and see if we can work together.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool. All right, Jeff. Did Casey reach out to you by chance?
I've got a couple of emails, the DocuSign, that's all taken care of.
Yep.
I'm not sure.
All right, Casey works with she's my girl, but she works with the title company. She gets things set up. She should be, if she hasn't already, which it doesn't sound like she has, she should be reaching out to you in the next day or two. Just to kind of be the liaison between you and the title company.
Gotcha.
So, all right, cool, man. I'll call him. Can we shoot for, so today I'm pretty busy today. I'm going out to Muskegon, and then I got to stop in Coopersville. Can we shoot to maybe connect? And tomorrow I'm out all day too. Could we shoot to connect maybe Thursday or Friday?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, cool. I'm going to put a note in here. I'm going to put on my calendar to call you Thursday.
Okay, wonderful.
All right. I appreciate it, Jeff. Thank you.
Okay, take care.
Bye.
Bye.
So I made a mistake on that deal. I made a huge mistake, actually. It actually is not a super big deal. But I thought it was 5 acres when we were negotiating. If it would have been an acre, I would have gone for less. But it's actually a half an acre. The good thing is the new builds are going for like $450,000. So it's actually still very good. It's just not as good as I was hoping. I was hoping we'd be able to sell it for like a lot more. Let's just put it that way. But now it's kind of like a maybe deal. So I'm actually going to text my dispo guy. Confirmed it is half an acre. So we got that. All right. So we got that one. I have a JV deal. So this one will be fun for you guys. So this one's in Cleveland, Ohio. This is a dude. So I JV with a number of people around the country. I do deals all over. This one is a buddy of mine. It's part of a mastermind I ran for a while. And this guy, we've got a pretty good relationship, but this is a deal he sent me to give me a call. Actually, I have another guy who's sending me a lot of his leads he wasn't able to convert and putting him in there. So, you know, we're working together on it. So let me see, pull this up. So this is an owner finance deal. It's not a cash deal, I don't think. Let's go here.
Please leave your message for
Lori.
Hey, Lorraine, this is Ronald Walker. I was calling you about your property in Columbus. You'd spoken to Adam about it, and just wanted to touch base. I know we were exploring the idea of owner financing and kind of what those things would look like and the shape of it. And I just wanted to kind of go over what that looks like and see if it'd be a good fit for us and for you and see if it'd be a good plan. So I'm sure you're busy. I'll try reaching out to you probably tomorrow. I've got a pretty busy day today. If you have some time, feel free to give me a call back. I appreciate it. Bye. So Jeff actually called me back here, so I'm going to call him.
Good morning, Ronnie.
My man.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful on this beautiful morning, although it's awfully cold outside. I don't know if I told you, but I take cold showers every morning, and today was awfully cold.
Oh, you would push out great over at my sister's house. He doesn't have any hot water.
Oh, man. I like to joke with people. Me and the cold are on a first-name basis.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, because you're an Alaskan, you kind of seems like you would have adapted to this warmer weather.
I mean, come on, man. I lived in a 2-story igloo, and we used to have to crawl up to the top to get heat. So, I mean, that's just what it is living in the last frontier.
Well, you know, I was raised like that. Even though I was Michigan, when I was a kid, we didn't have a lot of money, so I had 4 walls around me, but a 1/4 inch of plywood lined the walls, and then there were gaps. Well, I had snow on me in the morning when I woke up.
Man. Yeah, that's there's a kid's book we just read to my kids for the holiday. You know, we do like an Advent. They open up a book every night and we read it. And it was one about a farmer who dreamed of a snow-covered blanket covering him while he slept. So that's what it reminded me of.
That's right. So this is nothing new to me. Oh, look at this. Look what I just found. I have so many tools, so many different places. Ronnie, I tell you, I'm tool broke.
You're tool broke. You know what's funny? You know, my brother was down here when we met. I just spoke to him a couple days ago, and so I don't remember if we told you or not, but he's moving down here. I convinced him to move down here. So, and my dad actually gave us permission to his shop in Alaska. He's my dad's basically tool broke too. So, but my dad was like, hey, I'm in Idaho now. You guys can take whatever you need. And so we're gonna go and look at his shop and see what we can do. My dad will reach out and be like, oh, I want to keep that, but as long as he can get access to it, he's cool. So is there anything I can help you out with, man? I wanted to touch base with you, see where you're at today. I know you had a lot of family stuff going on and stuff like that, but I told you I'd reach out to you and see if there's anything I could help you with.
I just got to get caught up on stuff. Life can get challenging. When I go away for a week, let me tell you, the challenge is really kicking.
Right.
That's what it's hard. Because, the people, but I'll be glad to move, too. Because when I move, if I move out of here, all these things I can tell people, sorry, I don't live there no more.
Right. You don't need me to come and crack the whip with your granddaughter. She was supposed to hold it down while you guys are away, right?
No. And she's such a good young lady. I'm so impressed with that girl. I couldn't be happier with my granddaughter.
That's awesome. But
she lived with us for so long. And her mother, she's a wannabe granddaughter. She's not mine. She's someone that we kind of adopted.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Our wannabe daughter dated my son for a few months.
Okay.
She didn't have a child with him. That child was, she had already had the baby when she was only like 2-3 months old when we met Sammy.
Okay.
When we met them two. And, we watched them while they went out on dates and stuff and whatever, and then they broke up because they just didn't work out, whatever be the case.
Right.
But we couldn't let them back down to Grand Rapids and living where they were. They were down in the hood. It was bad. So we took care of them, basically. And Sammy finally turned 18, and then she moved back in with us.
Wow.
It was great. It's just, she's a wannabe granddaughter, but
hey, sometimes that's that just shows you as like the best family she's known. That's really awesome and really, really cool that you guys would do that.
I did. I would. Yeah, we've helped them so much. And you know what? I don't look at it as though we helped them. They helped us too. They made us better people. Let us be who we want to be, who we are.
Yeah, right? I love that. Well, and it doesn't it. I've shared this with my wife before, but it just like colors life. You know what I'm saying? Like if we're so insulated, it's almost like you feel empty a little bit, but it colors life a little bit. So
it does. It makes you feel good. It brings a lot of joy. It brings good colors back into your life. It brings good everything back in your life.
Right. So what's the next step? I know there was some stuff that you had to work out. I'm assuming over the last few days, you've caught up on other stuff and haven't thought much about it. Assuming we can accomplish everything we've talked about in the past. I mean, from your end, like what's the next step you got to do from your side?
Here's my issues right now. Here's my really big issue.
Mm-hmm.
One is time's never on my side. We've learned that. I'm in the middle of remodeling our kitchen.
Okay.
I mean, I have to do it. It's just going to get done because I can't finish my basement until I get the chimney out. And then when I take the chimney out, I have to finish the remodeling of the kitchen.
Yep.
So I have to get going. And I can't touch none of it until after the holidays. So, and what's happening is it's slowing me down. I can't do anything on that property to get it ready for somebody to own it. I just don't have time.
Yeah.
So, I told my wife, I thought I could get stuff done, but I guess in all reality, I can't. And I don't want to just things away, give them away. And so my biggest thing is time. Do we want to sell the property? No, we're going to sell the property. Property's going. Is the timing good? No. Timing's not the best right now. Things going in my truck. The way we set it up, I talked to my people with my 401k and stuff,
mm-hmm.
and they're trying to tell me that I don't know if I can touch that 401k money and invest it in the property without paying a bunch of tax. So now I got an issue with that yet. I haven't had time to get back into it and find out. I think they're crazy. I think I can.
Yeah, if you run into problems, I know how to do that. Just I don't know, I don't remember if I told you, but I work for JP Morgan Chase, and so I used to handle investments. Yeah, so
there's something I could use some help with. As long as I can get to that money
mhm.
and use it to buy property without paying all the taxes on it.
Yep.
That'd be awesome. And if I can't, then I have to sell the property in a way
Where you can get money.
More, you know,
Yeah.
Keep it within a $500
so,
payment that you're going to give me on the property.
Yeah.
Like
So this is how we can set it up. I can help you with this. We could set up a time where we can sit down for a few hours, but we need to take that 401k and we need to put it into a self-directed IRA. I have a buddy. Okay. Okay. Perfect. So if it's
out of the 401k, and it's actually in stock market saying it.
Yep.
So it's in there. I've done that.
So if it's there, we need to just make sure that it's tagged, which I can help you with this. It's tagged or it's put in an option that's called a self-directed option. Okay. If it's in a self-directed option, what that allows you to do is act on behalf of it and identify property that you're going to invest in. And then whatever service you have, you just have to fill out a form to purchase it. And then that IRA or that investment account will purchase that property. So I have a guy who lends to me for private money when I buy stuff. He does everything through a self-directed option. There's a company called Quest IRA that's like probably the best in the country. And so I've got a pretty good relationship with them. So I can help walk you through that whenever we can sit down, and I can make the connection to make sure that's rolled over and set up so it's easy for you to access. How much money are we talking?
I think $278,000.
Okay.
So what I'm really after is either the property to buy a house in Florida.
Yep.
Or or my investment money to buy a house in Florida. That money hasn't made me a dime since I put it in there.
Yeah.
It's been in there years. So I'm like, why would I leave money there? If it's not gonna make nothing but could lose.
Yeah.
Yeah. My thought is let's invest into property.
Yep.
Which it's only made me money in the past. So
yep.
why wouldn't I put my money there?
Absolutely.
Why, I own property all over the place. It's because it actually makes me money.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and from Goldman Sachs and some of their, their data that's coming out, the next 10 years, as far as the investments in the stock, like their projections don't look so good. So I'm with you. I'm 100% in property too. I'm like, we're singing the same song. So I can,
but I'm not poor. You know what I mean? I'm not,
yep.
I don't want you to ever think, I've had a hard life, but I was very smart with what I hope to think that I was very smart with what I did with the money I've had in life.
So let me ask you this. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
And totally tell me no or whatever. It's just, do you want to use that money to buy the house in Florida to live on, or do you want to use that money to like buy a property and get a return on the money? Like, what is your goal with that 270?
I want to buy a house to live in right now, 6 months or half, through the winters. And if we're going to go back and forth from the house I live in, I brought you to my house.
Yeah, I was there. Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to keep this house. I need to get it finished, getting it remodeled. I'm definitely keeping this and for now.
Yep.
And I'm going to buy a house in Florida that we're going to live in.
Yep.
I want to get out of the cold with Brian through the winters. So we're going to be snowbirds going back and forth for a little bit.
Yep.
So the money is straight up to use for a home. It's going to buy a home that we can live in.
Perfect.
So that's why I believe I should be able to use that for money or whatever.
Yep.
However I invested. I'm not spending it. I'm just investing it differently.
Yep. I totally understand. So what is the purchase price of the house that you guys want in Florida?
I just made an offer for $225 on house.
Nice.
5 acres of land in Florida.
Nice.
So it's not using all the money, but it's going to use a good portion of it, which is fine.
Yep.
And then we have plenty of money in our bank and with our business to be able to remodel and to travel, to do everything else we're doing.
Yep.
And if we sell the property like we agreed with you, it gives us $10,000 to add to our cushion in the bank and a $500 a month payment, which was good. All that worked out.
Okay.
The only issues I have is trying to make sure I can buy that property without putting me into a
bind.
Problem Right, correct. And yeah, and then of course, other than just financial things, which I think we can get through the financial, I need a little more time. I just have to have more time.
So how much time do you want to add to it?
I'm gonna need all next summer to get my stuff out. And I want to be done and out of there and down south by fall of next year. By the time we get snow next year, November.
Yep.
So I'm really a year ahead of schedule. I'm not saying no to you. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think the timing's good. This is why I didn't put it on the market.
Right.
Norma and I agree. We really like you and your brother.
Right.
We really like you. You want to keep the house and keep the property, and so we really like you. This is make the idea that you're not paying any interest. And, Norma, we made our life. We're just we don't need to make more money. We just need to make other people happy. Like give them an opportunity to be happy. Like, and that's all.
Yeah. So, let me. Yeah. So what about this? I've got an option, or I've got a thought. So I'm legitimately, like I told you, like I want to keep the property, right? Like that's my goal. So, and we talked about giving you guys until, I don't remember, maybe March or something to get the stuff out.
Right.
What if we work together on, and we don't have to make a decision right now, but something for you to think about, if we could figure something out where, we could go through it, because it is going to be a long-term hold for me. And it's going to be something we keep and do that, where maybe we can work like what we talked about initially, about you still having access to it and we working together. Cause I like you, right? Like I think we're reasonable people. I think we can work together, and you got not only all your tools there, you got those, those freaking shipping containers full of stuff. Maybe we can sit down and talk about, hey, how can we navigate this to give you time to get your stuff off of it? What stuff do you want to get off of it? And because this is like I said, this is a long-term thing for, and maybe we can come to some type of agreement where it's like, hey, this is the transition process with this property over time.
We don't feel pushed. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Not being pushed and working on getting the money out to buy something else.
Yep.
Them are my two big things.
Okay.
Other than that, things would go just fine. I've got a wife that is all Dutch. She's Dutch. No doubt about it.
Yep.
Dutch people, let me tell you, want to make as much money as they can for some reason.
Yep. They're penny pinchers, and they're penny pinchers on one side, and they want to make as much money on the other side.
Right. Yes, it's just, man, she's rough, and I'm like, listen, Norma, you need to back up on this greedy thing. Yeah, she's terrible. I'll tell you. My wife thought all I ever did in life was spend money. She never knew I had a 401k account.
That's funny.
When I retired, she figured we're just fine. And then I told her, I said, well, we gotta get that money in my 401k switch over. She thought I was talking about $40,000, $50,000.
Okay.
And when she seen what there was, she about got her jaw almost hit the floor. So I'm like, I told you, I invested money to make money, and I put it away for a long time out of our paycheck.
Yeah.
I didn't do something like that. So.
Well, that's how you make your wife happy, right there.
Oh, she was so thrilled to death. But now that she sees that money there, now she's like, she doesn't want me to spend it. And I'm like, listen, that money was put there for our retirement.
Yep.
We're gonna spend it.
Yep.
We're gonna. Either if I spend the money, I got to pay taxes on it, and if I invest the money, like into another home, then I don't have to pay taxes on it. So you need to understand that money was really put there to if we're going to spend it on us, then we're not going to get as much to spend on us. But if we buy the house down in Florida, like we've always talked about, then we shouldn't have to spend taxes. We shouldn't get taxed on it.
Yeah.
I'm working with her, trust me, and there's so much going on. My son Brian, in a wheelchair, he's going in for surgery tomorrow.
Okay.
What a busy freaking week. I'm sorry about my language.
No, it's all right.
Things you can't help me with, and I know you feel for me, but things you just can't do for me, and that's taking the time away from me for things I should be doing.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we can slow down, right? We can slow this thing down. That way you can do that. And then if we could set up a time to meet and work out what does transition look like, and how can I help you get that money so you can use it for that purchase? Those are two things I can watch. I can help you with.
If they tell me if they accept my offer, which I gave them a good offer. The house is a disaster.
Okay.
It's a great offer.
Okay.
Mostly because it sits on 5 acres
Yep.
of land.
Yep.
All right. And they wanted 249. I offered them 225, which I thought was a very honorable offer.
Yep.
I mean, maybe more than I should have. But now they're playing this stupid game down there where, and I'm going to put them on a little time pinch here pretty quick. But now they're playing this game. Well, we don't have all the offers in yet. We haven't gone through all the offers. No, what they're trying to do is say, hey, all right, we got times on our side. We just listed this 10 days ago. Times on our side. We'll just see if we can get anybody to pay more.
Yep.
But I'm going to put them into a picture real quick and let them know I'm going to give them 5 days. Do they want the money? They don't.
Yep.
Look someplace else.
Yep.
So that's what's gonna hit. And if they do accept it, obviously that means I'm getting back on a plane to go look and make sure that's what I'm doing, because I have not looked at the house.
Yeah.
I've only done videos and aerial views and whatever.
So I think that's all. I think that's awesome. So what is, from your side, assuming all that looks right, when do you want to get together? What's the next step?
Honestly, I would have to say, if we get together, I know. Here's that Tuesday thing again. Probably Tuesday of next week.
Okay.
But then by then, I'm hoping I don't want to meet till after I've made an offer on a house and they've accepted. Because once they've done that, then I can say, all right, Ronald, this is what I got to do. We got to get that money out of that account to help me get this paid for, so I don't need this money over here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then you can help me with things that I trip on doing.
Gotcha.
So, and I know you have abilities, and I like that, and I want to be able to jump into that.
Yep.
Take advantage of that, the knowledge you have, and with that, with you helping me, then hopefully I'll be able to help you even quicker. Because once we get that house, there's a lot of work. First I'm remodeling my house. I'll have that done by spring.
Yep.
Then I'm going to go down to Florida. But when I go to Florida, so that's going to take away a lot of time when I go to Florida. All I need to do in Florida is make it livable.
Yeah.
It don't have to be done. It doesn't have to be done. I just need to make it livable so that next fall we can get in there. So as long as I do that, then I can spend the rest of my time having auctions, selling, getting rid of the stuff that I think is valuable, that has a value. I mean, your brother can have the plane. I'm good with that. I told you that. And either way, whether it fell through or not, I want your brother to have it. You know why? I like that enthusiasm with him. I want it to go to somebody that, even if he doesn't buy it, wants to someone that's excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm a different kind of weird person, I guess. Everybody thinks money is the most important thing, and it's not. That's me.
No, I like that. I like the way that I've, over the last 5 years thought about money, because my thought has changed, is money's kind of like air. If you got it, it just lets you breathe and live life. If you don't have it, you can't breathe. But if it becomes the focus, like if I just think about breathing all the time, my life's going to be awful, But if I just use it like air, like we need it to live, then you know what, we can, we're going to have a good life. We're going to figure out what we want, what we do. And just the air allows us to operate in life normally.
To be able to breathe, right. I don't want to feel suffocated. That's right. Without money, you're suffocated.
That's right.
I think of money personally, unfortunately, I think of it like a tool.
There you go.
It's hard to get things done.
That's right. It's absolutely right.
It's not a life-threatening thing. I don't have to have it, but it sure does make things easier.
We must be reading from the same manual, because I'm on the same page as you.
So yeah, we are very level-headed people. I'm telling you, and I want to make this happen for you guys. I do, but I just can't take pressure no more. Having pressure on me just tells me to say no to everything. When you get yourself into pressure points, when I'm on a timeline no, I don't like living like.
Well, this is what we're gonna do. Is I'm just gonna triple down on the pressure, and I'm gonna just shorten the time frame by like 2/3. And
sure you did.
and I'm gonna make it so hard for you that it's just gonna suck. Okay, so I'm just kidding, man.
And you know what? And I like that with you. You're a very sensible person. You're understanding. The more I talk to you, the more you understand my situation, and the better we get along. It just seems like. So
I love it.
That. I don't want to sell it to anyone else. I never put it on the market. You are the first person that's come to me with the thought that they want to live there. And that you come from Alaska, that again tells me, okay, you're not scared of the cold. You're going to stay there.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's just all that stuff. And then you come from good blood. You're good people. You don't push people. You're not trying to take advantage of them, but you're trying to help yourself and other people. So I like all that. So I will not be out there ever to try and sell it to somebody else. So I assure you, this whole deal with me slowing down isn't because I want to try and find a bigger buyer. Honest, that's the truth. Hope you believe that, because not at all. I would love for you guys to own that property, and I think there's no reason why you can't. If you're willing to work with me, I'm liking that.
Yeah, I think we can work together. I think it's just a matter of, I think you're feeling the pressure. I think you had, with your son saying some stuff while you guys were in Florida. And I think that there was some, a little bit of nervousness there. And I think if we can just straighten out what does the time frame look like? What is the transition process with all your stuff? What are the responsibilities? I think we can figure all that out, man. I really do.
When I was gone to Florida, for 4 or 5 days. Somebody took my trailer, my utility trailer, loaded it up with a bunch of my stuff that I had out there in the trailers. And inside my garage, they got in the garage, they got through the window. And they loaded up all kinds, not stuff that I'm going to miss or I have to have. And they just scrapped it.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, so I can't keep a close eye on it anymore. And the neighbors out there try to, but I don't know how he got away with it. I just don't know.
You know what's so crazy about that? Is last week, somebody came and hit our entire neighborhood, stole my wallet out of our car, stole my neighbor's car, and took it for a joyride, his BMW, and literally hit every car in the neighborhood. So I don't know. There must be something going on last week. It is like a hit on Grand Rapids or something.
I'm glad my tractor's still there. Whoever it is, I'm going to guess they just don't know how to drive a tractor.
Right.
Because the tractor didn't get touched. I was really surprised. They took everything that was really worth money and scrap from it. Stuff that, to me it was worth more than scrap. To them, they just took heavy steel items. I think that's why I think it got scrapped out. Took like a log splitter, they took it, loaded it up, took it, but it's steel, it's iron, heavy. I don't even know how they got it on the trailer and stuff. And then they took a big paper cutter that I have, huge. It's an old one, the one I use. There's nothing I need, but
still
I had other thoughts for it, And I was going to scrap some of it, but I wanted the motor for something else,
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
It's not doing me any good keeping it. I can't lock it up tight enough anymore. And life's going to get a lot harder before it gets a lot easier.
Hey,
I know that for people that don't want to work or can't or whatever.
That's exactly right. So, well, hey, I actually have a phone call I'm supposed to make in 4 minutes. Well, actually in 10 minutes, 9 minutes.
Let's schedule for Tuesday again. We'll talk.
Yep.
That would be a good time for me. I get time to get more shit done.
Yep.
And then if anything happens before then, I wind up going to Florida. I'll give you a holler and keep you in touch with what's going on.
Yeah, just let me know. And we'll figure out what the next step is.
Thank you, Ronald. I appreciate it. I appreciate you not pushing me, because that's my biggest problem, is not being under too much pressure.
Hey,
okay?
I totally understand. I'll remember next time to put more pressure on you.
There you go. That would do it.
All right, Jeff. Hey, you take it easy. I hope things with your son go well with his surgery. And let's connect next week, and we'll just take one step at a time.
That would be great. Thank you, Ron.
You're the man.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah,
bye. All right. Jump to the next one. So I actually already have that property under contract. That's one that's an owner finance deal. I'm gonna keep it, but he's got a lot going on in his life and some stuff. Really cool guy. We spent a good amount of time together. But all right. Now I've called this one, called this one, called this one, called this one, called this one. Let's do let's So this one, don't necessarily want to call this one, just FYI. Like there's some stuff, guys, like straight up, like some people will say they don't get nervous. Like I get nervous on this one. This is a $500,000 property. We talked before Thanksgiving, if I can find it. Where did it go? And we're supposed to talk about numbers for owner financing or doing a rent to own. Here it is. He wants to buy another property, you know, between $500,000 and $1.5 million. He's open to lease option for $200 to $2,500 a month. So let me call this guy. So we'll see how this call goes. This one might, you know, we'll just see. We'll see how it goes.
Hello?
Sam, it's Ronald Walker.
Hey, bud, how are you?
I'm doing good. You remember me? We spoke before Thanksgiving about your property.
Yeah.
Did I catch you at a good time, or is this not so good?
Yeah, not so good right now.
Okay.
Let's shoot for like Thursday.
All right, let's shoot for Thursday. You want to do morning or afternoon?
It really doesn't matter. That's about fine.
All right, cool. I've got some stuff in the middle of the day, so I'll shoot for the morning. If that doesn't work, we can push to the afternoon.
Sounds great, Ron. I appreciate it.
Yep, you're the man, Sam. Have a good one.
You too, bud. Thank
Bye.
you.
All right, well, not a good time. So Thursday, so let me make a note. So this one could be a really, really sweet lease option deal, depending on what we do. So let me see. I'm gonna put it on my calendar. A $500,000 purchase for a lease option for about $2,000 a month is what the monthly payment will be, and then we'll turn around and lease option it to a family. It's a first-time home, but it's in a super nice area. It's over in the Cascade area. So, all right. And I got one more follow-up, and then we can jump on the dialer. So. You guys think? Any questions? Any thoughts? There's a couple of you guys still on here. What do you guys think about all this stuff? Good stuff, huh? Lots working. We've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 calls so far.
I'm sorry, the person you are trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Please try.
About that guy specifically is that dude will text me and he'll tell me he's open to an offer on his property, which I believe he is, but I think he's crazy busy because he has not answered my call in 2 weeks. We talked one time, we agreed on a price, everything came in, and I've been calling him back, and he'll text me and say, "Hey, I'm still wanting to sell." He literally just texted me 2 days ago and said the same. Hey, the house is still available, but I can't get him on the phone. So, you know, I might just try to go through text message and do that. I'm not the best at that, but I might just shoot him through text message. So, all right, let's see. I've got some new leads here. So let's go on the dialer. Let's do some dials. Resync. Yeah, is this book that I mentioned earlier, this Crucial Conversations, back to this. Guys, this book is so good. There's another one like Difficult Conversations that's really good too, that I really like, but it's only going to help in not only in life and in negotiation, but being able to really get outside of your own head and be objective, and not even be objective, but like, how do you do heartfelt listening, right? Not just listening to try to perceive or to try to figure it out from your paradigm, or to try to, analyze or guide. Hey, is this Adam? Hey, Adam, this is Ronald Walker. I was calling about your property on Gordon, and I think you got another one on Allen Street in Muskegon.
Yeah.
Are you wanting to sell those properties or no?
Yeah.
Cool. What do you want for them? You spoke to my assistant, I think, yesterday or the day before.
Probably.
What do you want for them?
The one on Gordon's on the market. I have a realtor for that one. That one's going for 94.
Okay.
And just wanted to get 65 for the one on Allen.
Nice. So I'm not really interested in the one on the market. I'm really trying to buy stuff off market.
Sure.
Just with where it is. I'm an investor, so I'm looking. So I try to get a piece of the realtor's pie out of that one. So I'm probably just going to cut that one out. What about that one on Allen? Does it? Can you tell me about it? Does it need work, or what's going on?
Yeah, it needs work. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath. It needs siding. It needs I got asked for that. It's about $7,500 to the siding for the whole house, and then the driveway needs to be raised. I got a guy that said he could do that for like $700. The inside, lady's been pretty rough on it. The last repair estimate I had was about $4,000.
Okay.
To fix it up. And then whatever updating you want to do is however much that would cost. I have no idea.
Right. So it sounds like it just needs some, as far as just fixing stuff, just some cosmetic stuff, and then that stuff on the outside with the siding and the driveway. What about the roof, basement, electrical, plumbing?
So everything is up to date as far as inspections, because it's been a rental.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how old the stuff is. The roof is probably going to be done in a few years. I just had the roof over the porch ripped off.
Okay.
And that's new.
Okay.
And the rest of it looked fine according to the inspection report that I had done before I bought it.
Yep.
It's a big lot. And I know that it used to be 2 separate apartments at one point in time. So there's a little kitchenette upstairs.
Yep.
That is functional, but it's been shut off because my first tenant in there was causing problems with it. So we just shut the plumbing off to the upstairs.
Okay.
Or to that kitchenette anyways.
That makes
sense.
That
can easily be turned back on.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I'm looking here in the neighborhood, and it actually looks like there's 4 properties outside of yours that have sold like very recently, like within the last 6 to 8 months. And so literally there's 4 on Harvard that sold, and it looks like the house next door, like literally if you're looking at your house from the street to the right of it, sold for $62,500. You got one across the street that sold for $35,000, one across the street to the right that sold for $41,000, and then one that sold for $56,000. That's kind of the prices I'm seeing if they're listed on the market. Are you flexible at all on that 65 or no? Like if I was to come in and pay, all cash and you could avoid the realtor, I mean, what would be the best you could give me?
What are you thinking?
I mean, based on what you said with the work and what needs to be done, if I was to come in, and kind of take that over, it doesn't sound like it's a lot. you know, under 15 grand based on what you're saying. If I did updates, obviously it's more than that. But I mean, would you be somewhere in the 35 to 50 mark?
No.
If I was to do
no, because right now it's renting out for $1,000 a month.
That makes
So
sense.
I mean, just to keep it as a rental, it wouldn't be worth it to sell it for that little.
Yeah, that makes sense. If I was to so it's rented out. If I was to pay 65, but I was to, would you own or finance it to me if you didn't have to do any repairs or anything like that, and you had a net cash flow, and I could just buy it from your owner financing?
Possibly. What are you looking for a down? I would like some down payment.
Okay. How much do you want? You want, like, we typically do between 5 and 10% when we do, you know, down payments.
No, I need more than that.
So you wouldn't take $6,000. How much would you want?
No, I would want like 15 to 20.
15 to 20 for it. What would the
Yeah.
monthly payment you would take? Would you take like $600 a month?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we did like 600 a month, 15 to 20, I don't know if I'm willing to do that, just to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
Just kind of with what it looks like and the rents in the area and after taxes and everything, how much the actual cash flow would be from my side.
Right.
Would you
Yeah,
take,
that makes sense.
would you take 4 to 600, or is 600 your bottom? Because my goal, if I was to buy owner financing, my goal would essentially be to either, you know, hold it as a rental, or would be to try to put a guy who's going to end up being a homeowner in it and then work with him to refinance it. So the way I'd make money is just the cash flow is kind of what I'm looking at.
Yep. No, I get that. That's all I've used it for. It's been fantastic. I've had it for a few years, and it's been net positive every month.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
So
when I started it, when I first got it, I was only getting like $750 a month, and I'm at $1,050 right now.
That's crazy how the market's come up, huh?
Yeah, it's been good.
That's super cool. So, I mean, it sounds like it's probably not a deal, but what would you do if we do? I mean, would you take $450 a month or no?
If I did $450 a month, I would need 20,000 down.
So 20,000 down, $450 a month. That is 65 purchase.
65 purchase for 20,000 down, $450 a month.
Let me think on it.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I want to do that or not. But let me think on it, and let me run the numbers as far as what, like, the cash on cash and what my exit strategy would be. And
yep.
What's your week look like? Could I reach back out to you? Tomorrow's a bust for me. I'm pretty much busy all day, but could we shoot for Thursday or Friday?
For sure. Days are usually busy for me. I just answer the phone because I've been waiting on a lawyer here in Wyoming to call me back about buying a house out here.
Okay.
So, plus I have my realtor's a 616 number out in Michigan.
Okay.
So call me back whenever. If I don't answer, just leave a text or whatever.
All right.
And I'll call you back when I can.
I think that sounds good, man. I appreciate it. My name's Ronald Walker, by the way, again.
Arnold?
Ronald.
Okay.
Yeah, Ronald, yeah.
Good to meet you, man.
Yeah, you too, Adam. If something comes up or you think of something, just feel free to give me a buzz. This is my cell, so you can text me. But I'll think on it, and I'll give you a call back.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks, bye.
Bye.
So that one's interesting. I don't necessarily like the terms all that much. Yeah, I don't really like the terms. I don't like 20 down. It's 45, 450 a month. From there, we didn't talk about any interest on it. So from 45, 0, 450 a month. Hey, what's up? Okay, cool. Oh my gosh, that's pretty sweet. So let's see what the term is. So that would be 100 months. So that would be essentially what's 100 months? 9 years or something? 8-9 years. 9 years, 45. I got to figure out what the value is, but it really comes to that down. It'd be $600 a month cash flow, assuming we could get 1,000. It could be, if we were to rent it, depending on what the rents are, and we were to do like a wrap mortgage, that would be a good one for a wrap, depending on how good the condition really is versus what he said. I wouldn't want to put any work into it. And then that particular property, let me see. Like we've got a 3 1.5. No, that's not right. So it's pretty much worth 65. So that's probably not really a great deal, all in all. That's not really something I'm super interested in. So I'll probably just send him a text and tell him I'm not interested in that one. Good stuff though. Good stuff. Let's go to the next one. Oh, actually, hold on. Call in.
Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Sure.
Richard, this is Ronald Walker. Is this Richard?
It is.
Hey, I was calling about your lot on Stadium in Kalamazoo.
Okay.
You interested in selling that property or no? I think you spoke to my assistant a couple days ago.
What address? I've got like 3 properties on Stadium Drive. Which one are you
I mean, the one I'm looking at right now says it's 5 acres on 8447.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a vacant lot. I had it plotted, and there are 4 lots, and it's set up for a drive with a cul-de-sac.
Okay, cool. So you already put an easement and everything in there?
Oh, what I did is I amended the plat. The 5 acres was part of a plat originally.
Yep.
And through circuit court, I amended the plat.
That's super cool. So, is it ready to build on it? Like, what's the utility situation going on?
On Stadium Drive, there's water, sewer, cable TV, electricity. Everything is there.
It's all there. And it sounds like it's ready to build.
Yeah, it is. You don't need to, depending on whether or not you want to put a private road in or a public road, you would need to develop the road itself. That
Okay.
isn't in.
Okay.
But it could be either a private or it could be, but because it's platted, as far as the township is concerned, it's there,
Yeah.
So,
What do you want? What do you want for the 5 acres itself? If you were to sell it,
you can make me an offer. The price of things has been changing a lot, so.
Yeah. So we're essentially.
And I'm not really in the market, but.
Yeah. So we're basically, depending on what it looks like. I actually I put 2 other lots under contract in the last 2 weeks. So we're constantly looking for either small little plots of acreage or lots where we can build. So, stuff that we're putting under, we're basically looking for 10 to 25 grand, for the plots. I mean, is that too low? Like, what are you thinking? I'm not 100% familiar with that area, but that's kind of what we're looking for.
You mean $10,000 or $25,000 for the 5 acres?
Well, for the lot to build is kind of what we've been going at. Like, I just bought a 1/2 acre lot for we just put it under contract on Friday. We did that one for $19,000. So, and that one's over by the lake, over by Lake Michigan. So it just depends on the plot. Like if this is 5 plots to build, then we can talk about them individually. I'm really trying to figure out, hey, would this be worth for us to buy and, put into a development plan for 2022?
The lot that fronts on Stadium Drive
Yep.
is actually zoned commercial. Okay.
Okay.
And so that lot is worth more than the other ones.
Okay.
It's really hard to get commercial along Stadium Drive.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the other 3 lots, which would be along the cul-de-sac, are zoned for 1 or 2 family.
Okay. So there's one like across the street and a little bit south to you on Stadium. It's actually on 4th Street is the address. Like that's the only acreage or lot that I see that was sold. It was 12.5 acres, and that one sold.
I do have a property on 6th Street. Is that what you're talking about?
No, this one sold. This one just sold recently, back in January, February, March, April, May 13th for $55,000. It was 12 acres, is what I'm seeing. So
yeah, okay.
So that's kind of that's the only lot that I see. I mean, are we even in the ballpark or no? I mean, I just don't even know if I'm in the ballpark of what you're talking about or not. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to figure out if we're even on the same page or if we're reading completely different books.
Well, I would guess, okay, and I haven't looked at the market currently, but the single or 2 family lots should be in the neighborhood of 20,000 or something like that each. Okay. And the property on Stadium Drive, that's $150,000-$200,000 lot.
Wow, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, so we're not paying that much right now. Like we're not in a position where we want to buy something like that at that purchase price. Just with our strategy, our stuff is more on the single family stuff. So even though that's really cool and could be really awesome for someone, that's not what I'm looking for. As far as the single family lots, at $20,000 a piece, would you come down on that with it not being on the market and not having to pay fees and stuff? I mean, could we be closer to the, $8,000 to $13,000 range or no?
Yeah, probably not, because you have to put the road in. You
right.
Have to spend some money on the road.
Right.
And my preference, if I were, I'm an architect, okay, so I bought this parcel with the idea that I was going to develop it.
Yeah.
And the economy has been a little shaky, so just putting that off.
Mm-hmm. So what's your plan? Like, catch me up to speed. What's the plan? Like, what was the plan with the law? Obviously, I called you out of the blue, out of nowhere. Catch me up to speed on what you were hoping to do or what you're hoping to do in the next few years?
Well, I was expecting that the commercial frontage, I would set that up so that, there would be parking in the front and a commercial strip in the back. And that particular lot is deep enough that you can put another duplex on the portion that the lot is on the south side or north side is commercial, and on the south side is 1 or 2 family. And so I expected to put individual small houses on it, and each one of those could be termed as a duplex.
Okay, that would be cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of interest in small houses,
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the business I'm in. I totally understand.
One,
Yeah. So it sounds like I'm probably not the buyer for you on this one, which is totally okay. I'm okay with, saying it's a no-go, and I'm calling around looking for stuff, and, we're finding stuff too. So, so you're just going to keep it if you're just going to go through with that plan?
Well, I'm certainly open to offers. One of the things that has happened to me is that over time you get older, and so I'm an older guy now. I don't know how that happened.
Man, I've been looking for the formula to just stop that, man. I want to stay in my 30s. I don't want to get any older, bro.
Yeah, well, you know, as an architect, there's no reason that I have to stop working. You know, my wife is all over me about that. She says, "Hey, what the hell? Why is it you're not retiring?" And I enjoy doing it. You know.
Hey, man, that's the best way to do it. If you enjoy what you do, and it keeps your mind sharp, right? It like keeps you going. It keeps you motivated, and you know, rather than just sitting around watching TV. You know? Well, hey, Richard, I've enjoyed the conversation. I'm just with what we're looking for. You know, we're looking for stuff a little bit cheaper than that, and it's not 100% what we're after. You know, I'd probably want to be, you know, from a cash perspective, just, you know, coming in, doing an off-market deal, kind of doing a straight deal that's a little bit cheaper.
Well, what would your offer be, regardless of what I was thinking about doing it? Just what sort of value would you place on that property?
Yeah, so I think what you're saying at the 20 grand is reasonable. Like, I'm not saying that's not reasonable. I think for us and what we're looking at, and we'd have to do a due diligence, but basically, so I'm the acquisition guy for a developer, okay? And so I'm not developing it all myself. I'm kind of like a passive on that side. I make the phone calls and I talk and work it out, but we're essentially looking for stuff under 15 grand. Okay, we're basically between 5 and 15 grand is what I'm trying to buy those little lots that we'd build on for. So that would be the range, and then from there, if we were to come to an agreement, we do need an inspection, and we would have to do our due diligence on, hey, what would that build look like, and that can take a couple weeks. But anything from, you know, with what we're looking at, we're wanting between 5 and 15 grand. So that's why I asked you if you'd take between 8 and 12. Because that's probably the sweet spot for us. But it doesn't sound like that's going to be something you really want to do. You have other plans.
Yep. But however, when I buy property, I'm in about the same position you are, time-wise or cost-wise.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, it sounds like we're in the same boat. We're just not a perfect fit, and we don't align on our particular goals right now, which is totally cool, right? You know, someone else will, and that's fine too. And it sounds like you have a plan there that could be a pretty cool little project for you.
Yep. Well, if you need an architect, I'm available.
I will keep that in mind, Richard. I really will. So what do you, as far as the type of architecture do you do? What do you put together? Is it homes like this, duplexes? Like, what's your specialty?
Well, I end up doing a lot of high-end residential work. Okay.
Yep.
You know, people that want a custom design.
Yep.
And my background is I went to school, University of Oklahoma. Okay. And while I was there, I hooked up with an architect named Faye Jones. Okay. And if you want to see the kinds of things that I lean towards, you could either go on YouTube or Google his name, and you'll see the kind of work I enjoy doing.
Is it E. Faye Jones?
Yeah, Eugene Faye Jones.
Okay, perfect. I found it.
Or you and
okay.
Come out and you'll see the kinds of things that I do. Now, the houses that I worked on when I was apprenticing there are large houses. Okay.
Yep.
But the design character.
It looks like churches and stuff.
That's the kind of thing I do.
Like he's got like the architecture of churches.
He does some churches as well.
That's cool.
He died maybe 6 or 8 years ago. So
okay.
He's not practicing, but a couple of the guys that I worked with him there are carrying on that kind of traditional. I'm going to call it Frank Lloyd Wright work, but it's better than the work that Frank Lloyd Wright has done.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I'll take a look at it, man. My wife actually just went inside a house in Grand Rapids, not an architect, but an interior designer. I can't remember her name. She's got a show on Magnolia, but they just opened up their house for 2 days. She went to that showing, and it was like a 10,000 square foot house in, downtown Grand Rapids. It was super cool. So.
Yep. Yeah, it's fun to do.
Yeah.
That's why I'm still doing it.
Hey, I think that's super cool. Yeah, if I think of something, or if there's a way for us to maybe connect and do something, I'll let you know.
Well, check out Faye Jones, FAYJONES.
Yep. I Googled it. I have some pictures of his stuff up right now, so I'll keep looking at it. I'll keep your number.
Okay, very good.
All right, man. Have a good one. I appreciate it.
Yep, we'll see you.
Bye, Richard. Fun. All right, so that's a no-go. Stadium. Cool. The people that do stuff around here, it's super cool. So, Richard Scram, and I'm just gonna do follow-up template. Not interested. Start. Cool. So I think that's all the new leads for this morning. So let's close this session. We only had 5. My acquisition coordinator went through a good chunk of them already. So that is that. I actually have an appointment here in a little bit. I'm going out to Muskegon. I got a seller appointment. I think I'm going to end there. I've got some mail that came in that I want to check out. I think is going to end there. From that's what it looks like, guys. You just keep turning, just turn the leads and keep working them, and stuff comes. We sent out an offer this morning. It hasn't come back yet, but it looks like that would be a pretty sweet little plot of land. And we'll just keep going as you guys are working it. If you have something, keep your head up. Be consistent. Some days are better than others. Some days you feel like it. Some days you don't feel like it. But if you just do it anyway, you'll win. So until next time, guys, peace.